Imagine this. You work for a secret Pentagon UFO program. You visit a ranch in Utah full of orbs, creatures, and poltergeist activity. You go home, and something comes back with you. That's the core nightmare inside Skinwalkers at the Pentagon, an insider's account of the Secret Government UFO Program. The book is written by Art James T. Lacatski, Colm A. Kelleher, and George Knapp, two program insiders and a veteran investigative journalist. According to them, the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency quietly funded a project called the Advanced Aerospace Weapon System Applications Program, or AAWSAP-E, starting around 2008. On paper, AAWSAP was a cutting-edge study of advanced aerospace threats. In the pages of this book, it becomes something much stranger. First, the normal part. The authors say AAWSAP investigated classic site nuts and bolts UFO cases, including what we now call Tic Tac style craft and other UAP seen by military personnel. They describe analysis of objects near military bases, radar tracks, and the kind of data you'd expect a defense program to worry about. Then the story shifts to Skinwalker Ranch. If you've never heard of it, Skinwalker Ranch in Utah is famous for reports of glowing orbs, strange creatures and wolf-like entities, poltergeist phenomena, cattle mutilations, high levels of what researchers call high strangeness. Kelleher had already written Hunt for the Skinwalker about earlier investigations there. In Skinwalkers at the Pentagon, the ranch becomes a central laboratory for AAWSAP's attempt to understand not just UFOs in the sky, but a whole ecosystem of paranormal events on the ground. One of the most disturbing claims in the book is the so-called Hitchhiker effect. According to the authors, some AAWSAP personnel and visiting military witnesses experienced something like a lingering contamination. After spending time at the ranch, they went home feeling normal. And then their families began to experience strange activity, shadowy figures in houses, footsteps on stairs when no one's there, poltergeist-like events, and even encounters that frightened or allegedly injured children. In other words, the phenomenon doesn't stay in the lab, it follows you. They also claim that by the end of AAWSAP's 2-year run, the team had delivered more than 100 technical reports to the DIA, including a 149-page study of Soviet-Russian UAP research and the design of an autonomous UAP surveillance platform. And they emphasize a key point. The book was reviewed by the U.S. Department of Defense and cleared for public release. That sounds impressive, and it is a real detail. But it only means the content doesn't reveal classified information. It does not mean the Department of Defense is endorsing the paranormal conclusions. So what's the problem? Critics, including some UFO researchers, argue that Skinwalkers at the Pentagon has a serious evidence gap. Reviews point out that many claims rely on anonymous sources and unreleased documents. Methodologies, controls, and raw data are rarely presented. Readers are often asked to simply trust the author's access and interpretations. That leaves the book in a strange category, somewhere between insider testimony, paranormal casebook, and UFO thriller with footnotes. For a channel like Black Butterfly Key, that makes it perfect material, as long as we keep one eye on the story and one on the evidence. If you'd like to explore Skinwalkers at the Pentagon yourself, I've put an Amazon link in the description and in the first pinned comment. It's an affiliate link. If you decide to buy through it, it may support the channel at no extra cost to you. In the end, this book raises a chilling question. If even some of these accounts are real, then UFOs aren't just lights in the sky. They're something that can come home with you. Tell me in the comments, do you think the hitchhiker effect is real, or is it fear and suggestion spiraling out of control? I'm your name, and this is Black Butterfly Key, where we read the books that live between evidence and nightmare.